Kyle. I guess just to start, what does this mean for you to be able to make your first All-Star game?
It's hard to put into words. There's so many people to thank that have helped me along the way, that have been a part of this journey, and it's surreal to think about, honestly. There's so many parts of your career that you sit back and look at, and there's things that you want to attain and be a part of, and quite frankly, a lot of guys don't get to do a lot of the things at the very elite level in this game. Not many guys make it to a World Series relatively. Not many guys really even play in the playoffs, or win a Cy Young or go to the All-Star game. All those accolades, but it's really cool. So thankful for my family. They so super supportive through everything. The ups and downs of the last however many years, and just always being there for me. My wife just taking care of the family when I'm off. Living this baseball life on the road quite a bit. Just my parents, my in-laws. Just very thankful. Couldn't do it without them.
Thanks, Kyle.
Levi.
Kyle, how did they inform you that you had made the All-Star team, and kind of just what was your initial reaction when you found out?
Yeah, we had a team meeting before the game, and they kind of let us know ahead of time. My reaction was, I got choked up a little bit. When it actually happens, and the thoughts and the anticipation that has kind of built up over the last few weeks, it actually kind of happens. It takes hold of you a little bit, and I thank a lot of the guys. I'm not a guy that goes out there and strikes out 130 guys in the first half, and I rely on my defense quite a bit. Our defense has played great all first half. I rely on our staff a lot. I've been off and on the IL just once, and thankful for those guys, keeping me healthy, and then our pitching staff and Sags and Brett and Doug, man, they work so hard, getting us ready. And then the catches I've thrown to too. It's been great working with those guys also. So just trying to be really thankful for them, and they've all played a huge part in this.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, let's take two more, if there are two. First, Evan.
Hey, congrats, man. When you say it takes hold of you, there's got to be, I guess from our perspective, there's got to be some kind of element that, hey, the way this season started, for the turnaround to be this dramatic and this sustained, is that any part of the emotions that go through you?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Baseball has just been it's been a lot of fun over the last 8 or 9 years. I'm thankful for the doors that God's opened for my family and I to even be down here and to be in Minnesota and to be in places that I really never would have thought of being, and to have my first opening day start turn out like it did, and then to have the next 15 or 14, however many it's been, string together like this. Never really thought that that's how it was going to be. I had a conversation with my wife this offseason about, most guys, we sit back and think, we're going to have this 10-year career, we're going to have this success and yada, yada, yada. And most of the time you're just kind of hoping that it comes true. You always have confidence in yourself, but there's always just a little bit of doubt. And, what the numbers say about guys getting to All-Star games and stuff. And so you're always just kind of hoping that it kind of works out for you. And this year so far has. So I think that's kind of what all hits you. You realize that there's so much more to this than just, myself out there standing and throwing a baseball every 5 days. There's so many other guys and people that have a hand in it.
Great. Thanks, Kyle. Hey, congratulations. I know this means a lot to you. How much does it mean actually to be recognized, despite the fact that your stats are always different than all the other guys' stats?
Yeah, I know it's I'm kind of getting ready for the wow, he doesn't have a high average, how the hell did he make the All-Star game crowd, because I know it's going to come. But for me, I think it almost shows the change in the game of, you don't have to hit 300, you don't have to be hitting 280, 270 to be a really good player and an All-Star player. It's one stat, that's one thing. So for me, I think it's kind of cool because for the game, it's showing that there's different ways to have production. There's different ways to be a good player, make an all-star team. And I think that's exciting for the game.
Hey, the one other thing is this going into the season was a rebuilding team. The roster is the fourth youngest in Major League Baseball. On the surface, it certainly would seem that having 3 all-stars from that kind of team is the kind of thing that you can build around. But as we all know, there's like extenuating circumstances on the future of all you guys. Is this a trio that the Texas Rangers could build around?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously up to them. It's not a question I can answer. I don't get to, make the decisions, at the end of the day. So obviously we hope so. We hope that these guys stay around and that I stay around and we can keep building around these guys. And, but we'll see. It's probably better off you ask somebody higher up than me.
Okay. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Kennedy.
Hey Joey, at the beginning of the season, you talked about the process, and so many of us were wondering, where's the power, all of that, and you were like, no, it's fine. Does this kind of, I guess, validate that process for you?
Oh yeah, I guess so. I think for me, at the beginning of the year, I guess thought I was playing a lot better than people assumed I was playing. I was getting on base at a really high clip, so I was excited about that. I knew I can hit home runs. I knew at some point, I'm going to run into balls, and I'm strong enough, and I have a swing that's going to create home runs. So for me, it was almost building a foundation of just, hey, if I'm not getting pitches to hit, or they're kind of pitch around me, whatever, I'm not just going to go up there and try to hit home runs every at bat. It's going to make it worse. So I'll try to take my walks and let other guys win games for us. So it did. I didn't expect for it to my numbers and to have 20 home runs right now, but obviously you catch a hot streak and things go your way. So it's obviously, it's really cool to be in the All-Star game.
To do it alongside, I guess, Adolis, and you had a front row seat to watching him break out this year. How cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one guy like I really hoped made it out of anybody. Obviously, I wanted to make it, but if I had to pick, I would have let him go because he really deserves it. And his story is just awesome. I mean, he wasn't even with us to start the season. Now he's in the All-Star game. Like that's incredible. And he works so hard. He's such a smart dude, and he cares so much. So I'm so happy for him. And that's like I said, that's the one guy I think the whole team was making sure and pulling for. Like, we got to get this guy in the game because he's just such a great guy to have around.
Jeff.
Thanks,
Joey, is there any home run derby talk?
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't heard anything just yet. So we'll see. Playing it by ear right now. Just worried about All-Star game right now, I guess, and in our game tomorrow.
Would you participate if asked?
Yeah, I think it's have to just weigh the options and stuff. I'm not gonna. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure yet.
Okay. Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
2 more, Evan.
So I just want to be clear. I want to clarify here. Nobody from Major League Baseball has reached out to gauge your interest or anybody in your party's interest in participating in the home run derby.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, for me, I just heard about the All-Star game and making the team there. So that's all I've heard so far. Like I said, we'll have to see. There's some time in between now and then, so just have to wait and see, I guess.
Okay, we'll all wait. Thank you.
Okay, last one, Alex.
Joey, congratulations. Regarding Kyle Gibson too, in his first time, and Adolis' first time, how does it feel being sort of the veteran of the bunch?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't feel like a veteran is but it's obviously cool going for a second time. I think everybody always would say everybody can make one All-Star game, but to do it a second time it's special and means that you've had a lot of success over a pretty good amount of period of time. So I think for me I'm happy about that because it kind of validates the fact that like I didn't just have one good year and here I got made All-Star team, but those for me, those guys, it's like you can tell talking today when they heard, they were like almost a little emotional about it, and that's how I was my first time too. It's crazy to be an all-star in the big league. So like I said, I'm so happy for them, but I wouldn't consider myself a veteran. I guess I kind of know how maybe the formats and stuff work, but it's going to be exciting to have 3 guys there. It's really cool.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on the train. I said, when was the first time that you remember realizing, hey, I might actually make the All-Star team in my rookie year?
Creo que desde que empezó el año solo trabajé en poder hacer los ajustes que necesitaba y hacer un juego fuerte, y no pensaba llegar al juego de estrellas. Pensaba mantenerme saludable y solo seguir trabajando fuerte, y se me dio, gracias a Dios.
He was just focusing on working hard and just doing everything that he needed to do up here to stay here. And his number one rule is to stay healthy. And he never really, visualized that would happen. So it's a blessing in disguise.
And do you remember your reaction or how you felt when they first told you before the game?
Creo que me chocaron las emociones, me sentí contento y, ¿sabes? Como que me emocioné porque es algo que de verdad me agrada mucho.
I mean, he got extremely emotional. It's something super special and something he's always dreamed of as a kid. And he's super content with the outcome. And that's all he could ask for.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Kennedy.
Hey, congratulations. I'm curious to know how we asked you about this a few weeks ago. If this was, a dream come true for you. Is that how you're feeling right now?
Creo que todavía me siento con mucho más deseo de trabajar más fuerte y seguir, porque ya sé que todo se puede lograr y tengo mucho más hambre de seguir para adelante.
Yeah, I mean, he's super happy, and it just makes him want to work even harder. He wants him to. He's got a lot to prove still, so it really kind of motivates him to become a better baseball player.
You said you have a lot to prove still. What do you feel like you have still to prove?
¿Cómo que tú crees que necesitas que hacer todavía para?
Seguir trabajando, seguir enfocado cada día y trabajar fuerte, y creo que y mantenerme saludable con el favor de Dios.
No, he's just focusing on what he's got to prove is just he wants to stay healthy and to be able to be a consistent baseball player and to continue doing the things and continue working hard to be able to become that.
Thanks, Adolis.
Go to Eric in Spanish.
Adolis, ¿cómo estás? Muchas felicidades. Me gustaría preguntarte otra vez, un poco reiterar en esto, si nos puedes decir un poco tus sentimientos, lo que sentiste cuando te dijeron, y a quién fue la primera persona o con quién es la primera persona con quien tú vas a querer compartir esta emoción de ser un jugador de estrellas.
Bueno, sentí una emoción, ¿no? Contento, me puse muy contento cuando me lo dijeron, y creo que quiero compartir este momento principalmente con mi esposa, mi hijo, que siempre han estado ahí pendientes y han estado apoyándome siempre.
Una pregunta más, one more question, if you don't mind. Una pregunta más.
You're good.
Thank you. ¿Qué sigue, Adolis? Muchos jugadores hemos visto a lo largo de los años que en el primer año logran hacer lo que tú estás haciendo y después se vienen abajo. ¿Qué es lo que tú piensas que debes de hacer para poder mantener este ritmo, esta sorpresa que has mostrado, seguirla manteniendo y no bajar los brazos?
Seguir creyendo en Dios y en lo que puedo hacer y trabajar fuerte. Siempre positivo es lo que digo, y con Dios todo se puede.
Gracias. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll take one more, Alex.
Adolis, congratulations. To be able to experience that alongside with Kyle and Joey, what's that like?
Creo que primero que todo estoy muy contento con Joey, pues él me ha venido ayudando mucho también en lo que ha sido lo que va de temporada. Él juega muy fuerte y creo que se merece también. Estoy muy contento de él porque se merece también estar ahí.
Yeah, he says he's pretty ecstatic about it. And him and Joey, he sees how Joey works hard and how he focuses on getting better, and him and Adolis both do the same exact things to try to stay and get themselves into that position to become better baseball players. And as far as Gibby is concerned, super excited for him.
Muchas gracias, Adolis.
Thank you.
Just kind of wanted to see what you thought about his outing. And then on top of just, we know he wears his emotions on his sleeve. Does the emotion concern you at any point if he does, for whatever reason, give something up?
No, I think that's just, we've come to know that that's see who Fulte is. And, I don't want to make a guy not be himself. But, obviously we talked about the body language at times, but, he's out there competing. He felt great, obviously, coming out of that, physically. I thought he threw the ball well. It's just the one mistake, honestly, and maybe the two, obviously the one to long, but, that's just a 1-0 pitch that he's trying to get a strike in there. But, the Torrance pitch, I felt like that was the one mistake, he couldn't make to that hitter. He had other pitches, to go to or just execute the pitch he was trying to make, but not to give up a homer there. But outside of that, honestly, it doesn't always come down to one pitch. It seemed like today did. But in his case, I thought he actually threw the ball really well, through 7 innings for us.
And just coming out of this road trip with more than one win out of 6 games, what's the takeaway from this road trip going back home?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, listen, we had a chance to, we should have won the first game in this series, and, maybe if things go a little different, if we could put a little more pressure in today's game, maybe we can come out of this, 4 or 5 wins on the trip. But yeah, I mean, we'll take them when we get them. Obviously 3-3, we'll go home. We feel pretty confident the way we're playing. Would have liked to have seen offensively to put a little more pressure on Flex, and I felt like we expanded a little bit the first 4 or 5 innings and allowed him some kind of easy outs, getting ahead of counts. But that's something we got to learn from.
Thanks, Woody.
Evan.
Hey, if I told you before the season that, going into this rebuilding year with this super, super young roster, you were going to have 3 All-Stars, how big of a building block would on the surface that seem like?
It's huge, especially, you look at, I know Gibby's an older guy, but just how they became All-Stars, I think is key to the organization. And honestly, I told the team this, when I got to tell these guys, you look at Gibby, and this guy's an older guy, basically told the pitching coaches, hey, help me out. I need to get better. How do I get better? And it was an entire organization wrapped their arms around him and kind of presented him with some ideas, and he took it and ran with it. And look where he is now. I mean, he's one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the American League. So great story, obviously, for the rest of the organization to learn from. Joey, after the first month of the season, everybody on this call was asking me, are you guys concerned? Are you guys concerned? All the panic alarms, and he's got 1 homer in April. And you guys worried about his power, this and that. He heard it all. He felt it all. He said, he disregarded, and he said, you know what, I'm going to stick to what I've been doing. I'm going to stick to my processes. And obviously he got hot, right at the end there. And this guy should be an all-star. His numbers show that. And I'm glad that they obviously figured that out and rewarded him with that. And just the way that Joey plays the game, he's a complete player. He runs the bases well. He plays defense. He's exactly what we talk about, being in this organization. So, and then Adolis, clearly the story, of our team this year. It's, a guy who's DFA before the season, never lost hope, kept working, kept in touch with all of our guys as far as what he needed to work on, was really open to a lot of dialogue, a lot of criticism, tried to figure things out and get better. And, credit to him, he did all that with a positive attitude, even when he, probably wasn't getting the opportunities that other guys were. So it's, like I said, great example for the organization. Just really proud of all 3 of them.
Great. Thank you, Woody.
Other questions for Woody? Kennedy.
Hey, Woody, I guess just about the game offensively, what do you think that, I guess, Flexen was really doing that it seemed like, could never get into a rhythm today?
Yeah, he pitched around the edges. He was really good. I mean, I'll give credit. A lot of the strikes he threw were right on the corners. He didn't throw too many balls in the middle of the plate. We definitely helped him, I think, early on. There's a lot of, strike to ball pitches. He's got a good cutter, and it's probably a little bit harder in the daytime to see it. I felt like we did a good job at our place the first time we faced him of kind of seeing it and not swinging at the balls. But, he was good. Honestly, he was good. And when we were helping him out a little bit, like I said, on the edges, didn't really hit any balls hard, but he kept executing. And, hats off to him. He was pretty good.
And with Fulte, I mean, the only 2 times they scored were both home runs. Overall, did you feel like he had a good feel with what he was doing on the mound today?
Yeah, no, I mean, if we scored 3 or 4 there, maybe Torrance doesn't hit a homer, or he executes a pitch to Torrance right there. It's a totally different game. That obviously put him in the lead. And, from there, it was hard for us to kind of battle back. But it was just a ball out of the plate. And if you look at it on the strike zone, it was up and away. But that's just obviously the wrong pitch to him. That's the pitch that that he hits well, and he beat us the other night or tied the game in late in the game on a similar pitch from one of our lefties. But outside of that homer, honestly, I thought Fulte did a really good job.
Anything else for Woody? All good? Okay, we'll bring in Adolis and Joe.